The Skinner brothers are unique among RDR2's gangs because they don't operate like typical outlaws looking for money or power. Their motive seems to be pure sadism. They roam the woods near tall trees in West Elizabeth as nomadic killers rather than a structured gang with a hideout. Their brutality isn't just robbery or ambush, but it goes beyond. Scalping, dismemberment, even roasting or flaying victims alive. They treat violence as an end in itself. What makes encounters with them feel especially horrifying is the randomness and unpredictability. Unlike other gangs you might hunt down through missions or bounties, the Skinner brothers show up in random encounters. A riderless horse winding through a forest road, a mutilated corpse hanging, or a seemingly abandoned camp that's actually a trap. For many players, stumbling onto them during the game's epilogue, when playing as John Marston, is a jarring tonal shift, from outlaw drama to actual horror. Then there's the question of motive, or lack thereof. Other gangs commit crimes for money, land, or influence. The Skinner brothers don't seem to care about material gain. According to some theories, and in-game hints, their killings may be ritualistic, almost cult-like. Some Skinner members mutter strange things when undetected, suggesting they believe they're doing these atrocities for some higher power. That horror, that mind-breaking fanaticism, is part of what sets them apart. They're not just criminals, they're monsters with ideology stripped down to chaos. Their presence in RDR2 carries narrative weight beyond mere optional threats. They're a stark reminder that the world you inhabit isn't just lawless. It's deeply chaotic, where evil doesn't always follow reason. For the protagonist, especially in the epilogue, hunting them isn't about justice, it's about survival, about erasing a stain of pure cruelty from the land. Their horror isn't symbolic, it's real. At the same time, their ambiguous origins add more layers. Some fans speculate that in early development, they may have been planned as displaced indigenous people, or half-breeds and outcasts, perhaps to reflect historical trauma. But creators changed course. That unresolved hint gives the Skinners a ghost of what could have been a deeper social commentary. Instead, they end up as a chilling, amoral force, a cautionary illustration that sometimes chaos exists, not to make a point, but just because evil can. In the end, the Skinner brothers stand out as perhaps the darkest possible element in RDR2's world, a horror lurking under the edges of the outlaw mythos. They remind us that not all dangers are outlaws with codes. Some are simply evil, unbound by reason, morality, or goals beyond destruction. That shift from gritty outlaw drama to visceral horror is part of what makes them so unforgettable, and so often under-discussed, in the saga of Red Dead Redemption 2. What's also fascinating is how Rockstar subtly integrates them into the world to heighten tension without ever making them main story villains. Unlike Dutch or Micah, you can't predict where the Skinner brothers will strike, which keeps the player constantly uneasy in the forested areas of West Elizabeth. Their camps are often booby-trapped or eerily staged, with skulls, bodies, or strange symbols, which suggests they take pleasure in terror as performance. Almost like they want the world to fear them as much as possible. Encountering them forces players to adapt differently from standard gunfights. Stealth, patience, and careful planning become crucial, because rushing in often means getting overwhelmed or falling into traps. In a way, they invert the typical RDR2 gameplay loop.